Alright, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that rule well, and Shalom to you, Akim, that are teaching this word around the globe with faith and truth and sincerity. This is the brother Caleb from the GMS London Forecasters Camp coming at you with another lesson to edify the Lord's elect. As always, I'd like to start by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites. The real Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians and West Africans predominantly. However, you are going to find Israelites that may look like the other nations, but if their seed line by their forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible that was named Israel, then you too are an Israelite no matter what you may look like, because the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18 states that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers, okay? So it doesn't matter what your outer appearance looks like. If your seed line by your forefathers goes back to Israel, then you too are an Israelite. Now I've got a little lesson I want to do here on this article from RT, and it says Australian schoolboys are giving each other pink manicures as part of an exercise aimed at cleansing them of their toxic masculinity. Now this is some stupidness, right? Because basically what they're trying to say is that there's something inherently wrong with men. See, that's the agenda Esau's pushing, because what Esau's agenda is, for those of you who don't know who Esau or who the Edomites are you predominantly so-called white people on the face of the earth today. But as I said, you are going to get some Israelites who may look like them, but generally speaking, they are the Edomites, yeah? You so-called French, German, so-called English, so-called American, so-called Australians, you're Edomites, you know? So it says, yeah, they're basically trying to get boys to paint each other's fingernails at school. Now, that's some effeminate bullshit. That is some effeminate bullshit. And if I were in the school, I would not be doing this shit, because, man, I hated school when I used to go back to school, because I could see straight through it. It wasn't about educating people, it was about indoctrinating people. They're basically indoctrination centers, and they're giving children a crash course in Satanism from as soon as they are able to sort of, speak and walk. Esau's plan is to get the children early. Now the whole thing is that Esau's trying to destroy men, because men are the people who would predominantly pose a threat to him. Like if you're going to have an uprising, usually it's the men who would be going to war. So in order to subdue the people, keep them under rule, Esau's trying to make men more effeminate, and it's been going on for the longest time. Now it's getting to the point where this shit is happening. Now, when you send your child to school, really they're supposed to be learning how to read, write, and do mathematics, maybe learn a little bit of science. Those are the main important things. But Esau doesn't really teach practical skills. He's got a curriculum which is basically set up to push the agenda of the elite banking families, which is to indoctrinate children into witchcraft and Satanism. And that's what this is, because this is going off according to the scriptures. Let me get a precept. Bear with me. Yeah, Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5. Just get that out now. So look at this shit, man. How is this constructive? How is this teaching people skills? I mean, man, if you taught children about agriculture, how to farm and plant seeds, that would be more practical than and actually beneficial than fucking getting boys to paint each other's fucking fingernails, man. How are you going to be laying hands on another man in the first place? To put your hands on them like that, that's fucking nastiness. Then you're going to paint each other's fucking fingernails? Oh, man, this is just some fucking disgusting gay ass shit, man. Where are we at? Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5 says, "The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall the man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination to Yahweh thy power." Let me read that again. "The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto Yahweh." Now there's another thing, like you've got A lot of grown-ass men walking around wearing pink t-shirts in this fucking day and age. Pink t-shirts, pink baseball caps, pink fucking trainers. Why do you think they're pushing this shit? Because the men who are into this stuff are soft and fucking effeminate. And that's the whole point. Esau wants to effeminize the men so that there's nobody who will stand up against him pushing his new order agenda, because everybody's pacified. Oh, it's wrong to be angry. Oh, it's wrong to want revenge. All these kind of fucking effeminate traits they're putting on men. I mean, and a lot of us men who are in this truth now, we grew up having to fight that shit. Thankfully, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we've been brought into this truth, and now we're real men, and we can see straight through this folly. Now, this is nothing more than folly set in great dignity. As Ecclesiastes says, folly is set in great dignity and rich sit in low place. So there's not really much more to break down on this thing. Just use your fucking head. Use your head and use your eyes, and you'll see the agenda that is being played by Esau on the public. And a lot of fools are falling for this shit. So with that, man, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Makal double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and shalom to you, Archie. I'm teaching this word around the globe with faith and truth. Until the next lesson, Lord willing, I'll say shalom, wa abba wa kam Shalom.